Week 4.
Oh, we're doing this now? I wasn't ready.
So it's week 4. Jakob isn't ready. I'm ready. Oh, shit. This week we were putting in the panels that we bought yesterday. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Build the bed. We're building the bed.
You're doing great. You're doing great, babe. Keep going.
Thank you. We're finishing up the electricity. There's a couple of things that wasn't here last week. And we're putting the panel up and we're building a structure for the bed.
Boom, bam, connect.
Boom, bam. Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Finally building something.
Yeah, we're gonna put some stuff on the walls this episode.
Yeah. So this is the wall panel. It's a MDF board.
And 6 millimeters thick.
6 millimeters. So it's not super light, but I think it's pretty light.
It's way lighter than our last solution. Yeah. For our old van, we used just like full-length panel planks that are 12 millimeters. This is half the thickness.
Yes.
And they come in these handy sheets, which is quite nice.
It's quite nice. The only downside is that we can't really mount stuff on it.
Right. It won't be stable.
So we need to mark out the beams.
Yep.
So we know. Because we're gonna have overhead cabinets and we're gonna build stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing, I think.
Yeah. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. No. Let's get going.
Yes. It's not a sexy move. So not sexy.
God, I love cutting this MDF board. It's like butter.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, big things are happening in the SCOREMOBILE 2.0. So excited to finally start putting up these panels. It's gonna be a little more exciting in here that we're actually got things going and finally get rid of all these ugly cables.
So this is so we know where the beam is. I know you can see the beam like based on the screw holes, but better safe than sorry. And like all of these ugly, the edges, it's gonna be like a problem for later. We're gonna fix that.
I think we're probably gonna cover it in some sort of rubber strip, similar to this one.
All right, next one.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Fuse box number 1 for the LED dimmers, the USB sockets on this side, and the bed lamp.
Nice.
So, just gonna organize everything so we know what it is, mark everything up, and then we're gonna put the next panel on. And we did a mistake with the panel, so we're doing it again.
Yeah, what did we do?
We made it look like a cheese. Look how many holes we did. Like, is that necessary? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 holes. I think like 2 maybe next.
New sheet on the wall. And not screw holes all over the place. Much better.
Today we're making a box. He's 33, just so you know. So today we're making the, not box, the intake, no?
We're making the bed wider.
We're making longer, yeah. So instead of putting panel flush all the way up here, we're gonna make it flush to the wall instead, and that way the bed is gonna be like 7 centimeters longer on
make all the difference.
each side. Like when we're putting the panel up, we have to mount all of our electricity. So this is the USB and bed lamp for the bed, and that's going on top of the panel here somewhere.
Woo! Look at that! It's coming together. So yeah, we replaced this one because the last one had too many screws in it. We realized we only need a few, so we can kind of put the screws in places where we know we're not going to see them, like here under the bed, and here behind the little seating area. And these we're just gonna have to like figure out a few places that'll work. But anyways, things are happening. Look at that. This is gonna be put in place now, and then the next one is gonna have these little dimmers for the ceiling and a USB, 2 USB plugs right here for anything we might want to charge while we're in bed or sitting down here. Making progress. So they'll get covered up by the edge thingy here. We still haven't really figured out what we're doing in this area, but we're getting there. We're gonna glue a big piece of this sheet to this to the back wall, and hopefully that will just keep that in place because it doesn't weigh much, and then we can secure it to some beams on the sides. And then, you know, these areas are gonna be tricky to get professional looking, but we started here with the carpet. That works, I think. Yes, still sewing MDF. I'm gonna be doing a lot of this the next few days. Okay, the very crucial task of figuring out where to put the dimmers and the USB plugs.
Yes. I think the normal height would be here. Like.
Yeah, but then why would... Yeah.
So...
Then what? Dubadoop.
Then the head is gonna be annoying.
Yeah,
the head.
You don't want it there, so...
No, and like Jakob is a bit taller, so maybe around here.
How tall is he?
Just a tiny bit taller. So maybe around this height.
Yeah, I think so.
Och sen så har vi ju... Jag tror att det är lugnt på den här sidan. And the USB socket. We need a shelf next to the USB socket, because where are you gonna put your cell phone otherwise?
It's just gonna be dangling.
Yes. Yeah. So, and like the shelf, I think it would be nice if it was up here. Right? So maybe should we...
Show where you want the USB.
So I think...
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect. We can just carve out the Armaflex a bit. And we can have the USB socket here. And then we can have the shelf here. And the dimmers here.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Let's go. So, time to put the dimmers in. This is what the dimmer's gonna be like. And tape that up. Drilled a couple holes. And now it's time to use the jigsaw.
And the dimmers, it's actually kind of hard to find 12 volt dimmable LED light dimmers. 12 volt dimmers, it's hard. These are from Camping Varuhuset, from all of you Swedish talking people. Yeah.
Swedish talkers.
Swedish talkers, Camping Varuhuset.
The guidelines. always the most exciting. If they fit and if they can stay straight, not like our power intake on the side of it. It's not straight at all. And these come into place like one and moment of truth.
You happy?
That's pretty perfect. That is pretty perfect. I am très content.
Yeah. It's good.
Good. Let's put it up on the wall.
Yes. So good. So good. I think cut the wires a bit.
Yeah. Now. Oh, we put one upside down.
Doesn't really
Does it matter?
Ja, det gör det.
And one is on and one is off now, right?
Yeah.
I knew I fucked something up. Working late night, not that we hate light.
Nej, det är svårt i Sverige den här tiden på året.
Just feels right, that's when tracks come out tight. So
So the plan
the new plan, the third plan,
is to get it snug against the wall with glue.
right, because we can't put any screws into this because it's basically just gonna sit against the chassis of the car with a thin layer of Armaflex in between.
So if you can't mount it, you can't duct tape it, you glue it.
So is that. All right. Let's do it just like we rehearsed. We have to get it in a little longer, and then it's gonna go in here, and then it's gonna slide to the left and be up in the top. Yep. If you work in the building industry, you know what we call these in Swedish.
A bitch!
You think that's what they're called in English?
I don't know. Jag släpper då.
Ah. No problem. Oh my god, it's so good!
Oh, look at this! It's glued to the wall. It's stuck.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
No. And for you, those of you interested, we use this superset from Casco. It seemed to work on the Armaflex. Can be a bit tricky with like these kind of materials and glue, but that one worked out. And now let's try the dimmers.
Alright, so we have just an old battery here from our old van to test things out with. Okay. Very exciting.
And there was light!
Look how nice that is. It's what we in Sweden call mysbelysning down here.
Mysbelysning. And show them what we did. We actually, it's 2
Right, so we
plus
have
4, because when I'm tired in the morning and want to have coffee, Jakob can
just
only use these
these
2
two.
for the kitchen.
it'll still be dark back here in bed, or at night when we're watching a movie or reading or something. Nice.
It's so nice, it's so soft.
It's very soft. I'm very happy about these, and yeah, it's nice that you can change the beam angle a bit too.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
It is. Yeah, but we're definitely gonna put LED strips in as well for
LED strips and also a reading lamp back here. And that's gonna be everything in the light department. 3 different LED strips
yes.
and a reading lamp.
Yeah.
That should be
We
enough.
might add more. No, we're not gonna add more. I think that's enough.
A disco, like some disco lights or something, so we can have raves in the car.
We're not gonna have a rave in the car. What's the next step? Finish this side.
Yeah, let's keep going. We have, like you said, successfully glued this to the wall. That's not moving. Sophia did this beautiful little patch of fabric here, just to hide the Armaflex, even though there's going to be bed here later. But it's good during the process, so you're not looking at ugly things.
As for all of you viewers out there. Extra beam.
Yeah, putting up a little extra support here for the last part of the board on this side, so it doesn't just flop around.
And what else didn't we think about yesterday?
Yeah, wow. We were tired yesterday. We did a lot of things over and over again until we were just too over it to think straight, and we just realized when constructing this end part here, this is all good, like it's gonna be sitting right here, and then there's gonna be another one on top, and I just realized, oh, we shouldn't do this one because it'll come up to here and then we'll have an ugly seam here. We want to make that so that gets cut here and then goes all the way forward.
Use a full length board.
Use a full length board here and cut
here.
it like just a part of it, and then I came up to this zone here and realized we did that exact that mistake here yesterday. So we're taking this board down, taking the dimmers back off, and then we're making a full-length board with a cutout for this little sleeping window.
Yes.
So that's you gotta do everything over and over again.
That's what's up.
But the best part about doing things over and over again is that you learn every time and you get better at them, so the end result's gonna get even better. Won't you look at that?
It's nice. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, no seams in stupid places.
No seams.
And we even put some fabric under there. And that's gonna get covered in something. We don't know yet, really.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a panel strip. Just like over here.
But I'm not sure. How is it gonna work?
Time to put the dimmers back in place for the 4th time.
Yes, we actually connected these the wrong way the first time. So we almost ended up screaming at customer service. But I didn't. And then my dad came and fixed the problem.
Typical dad fashion.
So now they're working, we're gonna put them back on for the last time and they're gonna be straight.
Hello.
Oh!
No, almost there.
The first USB socket.
Yeah, we're putting in some of these double USB sockets. We're actually putting in 3 of these, so we're gonna have 6 outlets for USB charging. If you do have the option to use 12 volt charging, you should always try to use that, because that's what the voltage of our battery bank is. So instead of having to convert that to 230 through, say, our sine inverter, you're better off charging on USB 12 volt directly, because in that converting process you're actually putting a lot heavier load on the batteries using the inverter than you are so with 12 volts. So as far as you can, use 12 volts for everything.
I really wanted a bed lamp and I got a bed lamp. It's nice. Even have a USB socket on the side. Yeah.
More USB sockets?
Yes. You excited about the bed lamp?
It's nice. Of course you need a bed lamp. How you get that is the story.
It's looking very, very nice.
Are you quite content?
Yes. It's beautiful, huh? Wow.
Yeah. It came out alright.
It did. Okay, now the next part. I feel like I'm saying everything is tricky, but everything is tricky. This. We're gonna cover this in a piece of the panel. Because this is exactly the same width.
This piece of panel, I'm gonna basically fit this here. It's easier said than done, but it'll take some freestyling. I put some tape on it, and I'm gonna measure out. I've only measured the longest length, which is from here to here, and I'm gonna measure as much data as possible and draw that onto here, and then freehand it little by little until we got something that resembles this area. What are you doing?
I'm gonna put fabric here.
That fabric looks very cheap.
It's for the ghosts. So we notice when the ghosts come. No, I'm just kidding. I don't believe in ghosts. So we have a piece of Armaflex underneath here, and we're gonna cover that with the white fabric. And I'm trying to make some sort of model for it.
A template.
A template for it. Like this.
Nice.
It's gonna work.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay! We made a window. Sort of, kind of, but not really.
Worst window I've ever seen.
You can't even see through it.
But it's pretty nice, huh? Ta-da!
Finish. Look at the finish on this.
I can pimp your ride. So I made the template yesterday and cut up the fabric, and today Jakob and I glued this to the Armaflex.
Nice.
And yeah.
Glued it to the Armaflex and pushed the edge in behind the plank there and behind this rubber
Edging.
And
Yeah, that's it.
it's in place. So this entire left side of the van, or right side of the van, is basically finished, except some just some detailing.
This area is for later. This is a problem area if you have any ideas.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know, because look at this. I'm like, how are we... Ugh.
We'll just cover it in something. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Should we do this or should we do that?
Yeah, it's just kind of hard to know what to do next on projects like these, because there's so much to do. But the way we're reasoning now is that since we have all this nice white panel sheets, that we're gonna use the nice pieces that we still have, that we haven't ruined with holes and stuff, and use those where they will be the most visible, and then use the scraps and the leftovers to put, behind stuff where they're not going to be seen. So next up is the divider wall. You've been looking at this ugly OSB board for a while, and that's about to get a facelift. So we're gonna cut out the piece that fits this part and the window, and then get that mounted, and it's gonna look a lot nicer.
We had extra LED strips over from our last van, and before we do anything on this wall, we decided we're gonna put one up here.
Yeah, it's nice if you want to reach something in the back here and it's all dark, that to have some of these. These are pretty strong when you turn them on. It's pretty bright, so it'll be perfect for getting a good idea of what's going on back here.
Yes.
Should we test it?
We test?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Well done.
It's very cozy, actually.
It's pretty cozy. Yeah, trying my best at my artistic skills here and sort of freehanding this bit. I've just measured a little bit in there, but it's hard to make a proper template for this. So just take a lot of measurements and then cut a little bit by bit until it's good. A bit more of a curve at the top for sure. Should be getting pretty good. So
Just to have some support, because the panel is only 6 millimeters thick, we decided to add these.
yeah, these are just little stoppers, just in case anyone accidentally knocks the panel here. It's not gonna flap in. It's just this is gonna stop it. Hey, girl, what's happening?
It's getting white in here. Oh, we're putting up panel. It's pretty much the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty repetitive episode.
Yeah.
At least you're gonna see the van slowly becoming what our vision is.
Yes. And now I'm marking the beams like we did on the other side.
Smart. Because we don't have X-ray vision.
Not yet. And yeah, what else? That's it.
Yeah. Well, we got this part in place. Got pretty good with the jigsaw there, and I'm pretty stoked on this part. And haven't done any more than this because this area above the kitchen bench is gonna have some tile. We're not really sure what tile we're gonna use yet.
No.
But that will happen. And we're starting on the left side now, and this time we're working from the top down. I don't know why.
And obviously it would be amazing to have the windows in place, but
They are delayed.
they are super delayed.
Blame COVID.
Yes.
And what is happening over in Sofia land this afternoon?
Doing girly stuff, using tape. I'm masking everything, because we're gonna put the latex seal in between here. And
And it's white, right? So it's gonna even everything out.
It's red.
All the little cracks.
No, it's red.
Nice.
It's going for the nurse look. Sexy.
Ambulance.
No, it's white, and it's gonna look way nicer just adding that. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm preparing for that.
Sweet.
First tape, then the seal, and then you use water with the soap on your finger and just.
Nice. It is looking so good. Look at that. Professionally. Well, there's gonna be some professional out there that's gonna like laugh at this, but
Yes, it's not a professional. But it's okay.
it's okay.
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 I do my best, yes.
Meanwhile, in the back, I've made big holes in our beautiful panel. Not to worry though, this is all gonna be covered with our electrics board. I made a hole here so we can access the shore power intake. And down here, big hole for the earth point, so we can attach everything to that. And then some holes here for all of the cables from the front to go out through and attach to the battery bank right here. So a lot of holes. No great tagline there, just a lot of holes.
Making holes. A small tip. A small tip. A petit tip, not money tip. A small advice. Actually, I'm not gonna pretend we did this on purpose. This is... We had an extra cable here that we thought we were gonna use for the diesel meter, but we ended up not doing that. Because it already had a cable that was long enough to go over to the battery bank. I think we should have done this from the beginning too. So now we have an extra cable here that we can use for in the future. I think maybe the kitchen area, it might be a bit too dark. We'll see. So it's all prepared for. Tip of the day.
Excellent.
Yes. Oh, what's this beautiful solution?
Well, so what you can see behind this little patch that we're putting up right now is...
Oh, you can see.
Well, yeah, these seams, they are going all the way down to here. And we thought that was going to be fine because our plan is to put up these cabinets, storage cabinets here, that were going to cover these seams. So we weren't really worried about it, but then we started measuring up the size of the cabinets and realized that if they go all the way down to here, that would be a giant, way too much storage actually for the ceiling, and it would feel kind of like close to the bed too. So we realized we wanted them smaller, like about that size. Which means the seams we're going to be showing, we can't have that. We want it to be nice and beautiful like this
Like
side.
the perfect side.
Yes. So to make this side look more like the perfect side, we did source a final piece of the panel that we still have. Otherwise, if we didn't have this part, we would need to go shopping again, and these come in like 5 in a pack or something, 6 or something. Yeah, it's like, so that would be a waste of material. So now we're gluing and screwing this little piece on, and then the cabinets are just gonna cover this new seam here. It's gonna look like no one's really gonna notice once it's finished.
Yes.
So, but during the process, it'll still look like this for one more episode, and then it will be good.
So there's so many trial and errors.
Yes.
And here we're gonna have a garage wall here, so it's not gonna show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we worked on last week.
Yeah. This is all of the stuff we did in our last episode. That was about the 12-volt system. Check that out right here if you haven't yet.
Lol.
Corny YouTube shit. And now we're not mounting it today. We're going to in a few days once we have the last cables to connect all the batteries and stuff. We haven't built the battery solution yet, so we're gonna hold on with putting this up anyways, because it doesn't really serve a purpose before we have the batteries, and we don't want it in here while we're building other stuff because of sawdust and stuff that can end up in the devices. But this is how it's going to be fitted. So we're building a little frame behind it for it to be securely fastened to.
And that is just 4x4.
Yeah, 40 by 45 millimeter beams.
I'm just gonna let the guy do the talking of the beams. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's so tidy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Boom, back. Week 4, 5.
Week 4. Yeah, no, week 4.
Week 4.
Wow, what a week.
It's been the most fun so far, I think, because it's finally starting to come together.
After last week's electrics work that we did on the van, nothing really seemed to actually happen in here. It was just a mess of cables and a lot of headaches thinking about cable dimensions and fuse sizes and all of that stuff, which is fun, but I was really looking forward to start building something. So that's what we've been doing.
We put the panel up on both sides.
Yeah, this is the pretty side you're looking at.
That's the ugly side.
That side we're not going to show too much, and before it's covered in whatever's supposed to sit on it.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, we got some USB sockets and lamp, and yeah, the wires or all the cables are finally in place now, where they will end up eventually when we get the motherboard up. We're not going to put that up until we have put some furnitures in here, which will be next week's episode when we start building the overhead storage and hopefully the bed frame.
And maybe the kitchen storage, the cabinet for the kitchen.
Yeah. So.
And maybe some more like final touches. We put some fabric up this week.
Yeah, the finish has to be professional looking, which it's getting there.
It's getting there.
Looks nice. Sure. So yeah, stoked on this week's progress. Thanks for watching, and make sure to follow us for next week. Now we're actually going to take like a week off. And
like 4 or 5 days, because it's midsummer.
It's midsummer. We're about to go celebrate the longest day of the year, which we do love here in Sweden. And then rest up for a few days, and then we'll be back. Thank you.
Boom bam! Och en puss för dig som du vill till mig.